Yes, once again, it's a storm. The storm of the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, the original preamble is in the eye of a political storm. It all began with the RSS General Secretary, the number 2 in the RSS, Dattatreya Hosbole, who asked in a speech on emergency if terms like socialist and secular should be removed from the preamble, especially because these were introduced during the emergency. His argument that these two words were not part of the original text and were added later during the emergency when democracy was shackled and parliament was suspended. Interestingly, this was endorsed by Union Minister Jitendra Singh, who reminded that the father of our constitution, Ambedkar, too didn't write this in the original constitution. This has stirred quite a hornet's nest. The opposition claims that this confirms that RSS and BJP plan to destroy the constitution. Rahul Gandhi leapt in and has said that the RSS and BJP don't want the constitution. They want Manusmriti. Clearly, he termed it an attempt to snatch from the poor the powerful weapon of constitution. And then the Save the Constitution Brigade comes into action and has business to do. Congress alliance partners now say that the BJP's hidden agenda is to distort the constitution, that BJP wants to turn this country into a Hindu Rashtra, and that BJP's agenda is to turn the country as per the Manusmriti. Watch how the war of words played up.
लोगों को मालूम है सेक्युलरिज्म और सोशलिज्म के वो प्रस्तावना में नहीं थे, पहले प्रियम्बल में नहीं थे, बाद में इसको निकालने के प्रयत्न हुआ नहीं है। चर्चा हुई, दोनों प्रकार के आर्गुमेंट्स हुए, तो क्या वो रहनी चाहिए प्रस्तावना में, ये विचार होना चाहिए।
मुझे नहीं लगता कोई दो राय। दत्तात्रेय जी ने ही ये बात भी रखी है कि जो 42 संशोधन के बाद सेकुलर और सोशल शब्द, क्योंकि ये बाबा अम्बेडकर की देन नहीं है, तो डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर हैज प्रोड्यूस वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन द वर्ल्ड। अगर वो उनकी सोच नहीं थी तो भला किस सोच के साथ ये शब्द जोड़े गए? No, I think any right-thinking citizen will endorse it, because everybody knows that this is not the part of the original constitution which was written by Dr. Ambedkar and the other rest of the committee.
The RSS never accepted this Constitution of India and its foundational pillars, saying that this Constitution did not derive inspiration from the ideals of Manu. It was not based on Manusmriti. They assaulted the Constitution at every step.
इन लोगों का दिल और दिमाग नफरत से भरा हुआ है, राजनीति करना चाहते हैं, जातियों में धर्म में भेदभाव पैदा कर करके वोट लेना चाहते हैं, वो लोग सेकुलरिज्म और सोशलिज्म के खिलाफ हैं।
ये आरएसएस और भाजपा वाला बड़ा भारी लोग चाहता का संविधान रहे इस देश में। ये तो आरएसएस के लोग अपना एजेंडा चलाना चाहते हैं। कौन है भाई? देश के आजादी में क्या कुर्बानी है जो तुम देश के संविधान के बारे में बोल रहे हो?
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ratan Sharda, author. Also joining me this evening, Sanjay Jha, Congress leader, Professor Anwar Pasha, national spokesperson of the RJD, on the show. And I want to begin with you, Sanjay Jha. What is the problem if somebody has just called for a debate on the issue? You're clearly knowing the factual position that the words secular and socialist were not part of the original constitution in 1951. They were introduced only in 1975. But Baba Sahib Ambedkar always said that the entire constitution and its main tenets are based on the principles of secularism. You don't have to say it again. This was debated in the Constituent Assembly debates, and he came up with the fact that there was Article 16, there was Article 19, there was Article 25 that gave freedom of religion, and as far as the socialist principles are concerned, he called it policy which should be left to the future governments as far as all weaker sections and all parts of the society should be looked at, was described as the government's duty. So where is the problem with starting a debate on whether these words are superfluous?
Navika, let me tell you, the RSS is masters of hypocrisy and misleading the people of our country. Let me answer the follow-up to what you mentioned. The RSS and the BJP supporters actually went to the Supreme Court and they said the words secular and socialism must be removed because they don't believe in it. That's not their ideology. They are openly telling the people of India, we are not secular. We are communal. We spread religious hate. They are publicly admitting that. What did the Supreme Court say? The Supreme Court passed the verdict only several months ago saying these will remain and there is nothing wrong at all. They are part of the ethos and they were basically considered when the constitution was founded. In spirit, India has always been secular and socialist. Here is my point. The BJP, why will it ever be secular, Navika? When Colonel Sophia Qureshi, the decorated war hero of our country during Operation Sindoor, when she got trolled by the vulgar, abusive right-wing ecosystem, will they spare anybody else? Love jihad, ghar wapsi, mob lynching in India of Muslims is now no longer a news item. They called for genocide, bulldozers. You heard the Supreme Court on the bulldozers. They said it shocks our conscience. And as far as socialism is concerned, they have sold the country to crony capitalists. They have sold the country to a few big business houses. And yet, they will go and give free food grains to 800 million people for votes.
Sanjay Jha, when you talk about hypocrisy, when you talk about hypocrisy of the RSS and the BJP, how hypocritical are you? You're talking about secularism. Please tell me, when did the 1984 riots happen? Who was in government then? When a whole community of the Sikhs was targeted, not just in Delhi but in various parts of the country. I want to ask you, you're talking about save the constitution when your party is the party that imposed emergency in this country and put fundamental rights suspended for the entire population of India, forget the political class and journalists being thrown into jail. Hypocritical is Congress party or the BJP, Pradeep Bhandari?
Well, Navika ji, what my dear friend Sanjay Jha is saying, that when Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister, India was not secular as per his logic, because initial constitution is something which he did not believe in. Let me quote the great Nani Palkiwala, what was his viewpoint on the Congress party imposing emergency, because that was when the constitution was murdered. The emergency had defaced and defied the constitution. The judiciary was terrorized, the press strangled, the voice of the common man muffled, and the dissenters jailed without trial. This is precisely when the constitution of India was murdered, free speech taken, and the Congress party had done it. 71% time the Congress party has altered the constitution of Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar. This is how hypocritical they are. He was speaking about secularism, and Colonel Sophia Qureshi, Taj Mohammad, the parent of Colonel Sophia Qureshi, says, and I quote, "We want to thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi because he genuinely recognized and greeted us and gave the all respect to us and our family." Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar on 15th November 1948, and I quote, "It is the state should not have a mechanism whereby particular members of particular parties decide the policy of the state. According to time and circumstances, the policy of the state will evolve." This is Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar saying. The Congress party is the party which wanted to get a super judicial council which will oversee the judiciary and will be governed by the Indian government headed by Indira Gandhi. And Sanjay, you should be the last person to speak about the constitution because you wanted to get a one-party rule under Indira Gandhi being the president for life beyond checks and balances.
Rubbish, fake news.
That is hard fact.
Let me get in Professor Anwar Pasha.
No,
Professor Anwar Pasha, your party actually came out of the emergency. Today you are sitting with those who imposed emergency and you are saying that freedom of speech should be junked And just because it is an RSS member or RSS leader who's the general secretary suggesting that let's debate the issue, he should be condemned, and this means that the constitution has been suspended. उन्होंने सिर्फ बोला डिबेट करना चाहिए हमें, डिबेट पे पाबंदी, and you say that you're saving the constitution?
Navika ji, this is an open secret that BJP is not comfortable with the constitution.
No, we love the constitution. We are for the constitution of India.
Speak, let him speak. Don't interrupt him.
No, he's just
never. You always let.
Sir, you are lying.
Please.
We are the people who have respected Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar. We were the people whose government supported and gave Baba Sahib Bhimrao Ambedkar the Bharat Ratna. Please do not make an individual comment on my party, which is factually baseless.
This is.
Excuse me.
This is your mindset.
Excuse me, Professor Anwar Pasha. You know, the constitution was not even applicable in Jammu and Kashmir. Through Article 370 abrogation, it is the BJP government that brought the constitution to Jammu and Kashmir. May I just correct you on the facts there?
I would like to correct you. What is the constitution? What are the basic spirits of constitution? Constitution is the outcome of the freedom movement. The freedom movement was not just to free the country from British rule. It was a movement to build a new country, a new India, a new Bharat, based on secularism, based on socialism, based on equality. These are the basic tenets of the constitution. And BJP and RSS never accept it.
Ratan Sharda, a debate is being condemned.
Not at all.
You know, just the suggestion of a debate. And these people are the saviors of the constitution?
Navika, I'll make a couple of small points there. I'll come to the very major points. Please allow me a little time. First of all, he talked about, opposing Congress 1942. Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, in whose name these are people are making noise, he opposed 1942 Quit India movement. Are you aware of that? No, they don't study history. Then he talked about Sophia Qureshi, all the superfluous argument about some petty leader speaking something. Who made Sophia Qureshi the spokesperson? Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India. So don't try to pass small judgments on this. And who insults Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar? He wrote a preamble saying this is the heart of the Constitution. And you people amended the very preamble of the Constitution in the name of socialism, secularism. And what did Ambedkar say about socialism? Why should we make the policy of the state how the society should be organized in its social and economic side of the matters? Because we are trying to stop the future generation of deciding what kind of policy they should make. And you change the policy in 1991, you totally change the socialism aspect of this constitution very happily. And what happens? By next 15 years, 1976, Indira Ji introduced socialism. 1991, you bury socialism and you come a liberal economy. Now to more serious issue about who says what. There is a gentleman, maybe RSS person, who says Constituent Assembly echoed, we see the Constitution of the United States of America. Britain have been copied in this Constitution. Some articles have been borrowed from Constitution of Ireland, Australia, Canada. A paper has rightly remarked that this is a slavish imitation of Constitution of these countries. Another person from RSS said, Constitution recognizes sovereignty of people in complete accord with philosophy of Rousseau's social contract. It is consistent with the theory of separation of power of Montesquieu. Its secular character is in conformity with the spirit of the Renaissance. It has taken the federal institution from adumbrated as a measure of practical politics.
The question tonight is only this. The word secularism has been the cornerstone of politics of the Congress party. Why? Because through the use of the word secularism, they have done appeasement politics. And that really has been the definition of politics for the 30 years from emergency right up to 2014. The question that many people are asking today, when secularism is the spirit of the Constitution and that spirit was recognized by Baba Sahib Ambedkar, then how can those who murdered the Constitution come out today and talk about a debate on the issue being called for by someone as something that destroys the Constitution? Really? Destruction of the Constitution will now be decided by those who imposed emergency in this country? That's the question people of this country are asking tonight. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the News Hour. And with that, it's a wrap on the News Hour, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, be safe, have a great week.